This is a video on points, lines, and planes in geometry. We are going to name and describe the important vocabulary words that lay the foundation for geometry. The first word is a point. A point is represented by a dot. A point is zero-dimensional. It has no size, and it indicates a location. To name a point, we use a capital letter. So for the case to the left, I can name that point as point A. A line is represented by a straight path that extends in two opposite directions without end and has no thickness. To name a line, we can use a single cursive letter that is lowercase. We can use 2 points on the line, and above those 2 points, we draw the line figure. Make sure there's an arrowhead on both sides, or you can flip the direction. Any order. A plane is two-dimensional. It has length and width. It extends infinitely in both directions. To name a plane, we can use a capital letter that does not have a dot next to it. So in this case, I can name this plane R because the R is in one of the corners and it does not have a dot next to it. I can also use 3 points on the plane as long as those 3 points do not form a line. I can write these in any order that I want. The reason why we can't have the 3 points form a line is because when we have a line, there are an infinitely many number of planes that go through that line. A segment. A segment is part of a line, but it has endpoints on both sides. To name a segment, we can use the 2 endpoints. Here, order does not matter. A ray is part of a line that consists of one endpoint and all the points on the line on one side of the endpoint. So it goes off in one direction. To name a ray, we need the endpoint, then the direction it goes in. So I can name this ray FG, ray FH, but I cannot name this ray HF with the arrow above F because there is no arrow right by F. F is the endpoint, so this would be incorrect. Here, order does matter. Opposite rays are 2 rays that share the same endpoint and form a line. So maybe I have ray FG going towards the left, and then I have ray FH going towards the right. These would be opposite rays because they share the same endpoint, which is F, and they create a line. Collinear. Collinear points are points that lie on the same line. So if I use the same example above, I could say that G, F, and H are collinear. Coplanar points are points that lie on the same plane. So using the example above with a plane, I could say that D, E, and F are coplanar because they are on the same plane. It's important to note that any 2 points are collinear. So if you give me any 2 points, I can make a line that goes through those 2 points. coplanar, any 3 points are coplanar. Which means if you give me 3 points, I can make a plane that goes through all 3 points, that contains all 3 points. Without further ado, let's apply it to an example. Go ahead and pause this video and try to see what parts you can do on your own. Point, we are looking for dots. R has a dot next to it, Q has a dot, S has a dot, T has a dot, and W has a dot. So those are all points. To name a line, recall that you need 2 points on the line. A line has arrowheads going in both directions. R and Q are both on the straight line, so I can write RQ with the line represented above it. I can also name that same line as SQ, or as SR, or as RS, or order does not matter here. I can also name the exact same line, line F, because F does not have a dot next to it and it's a lowercase letter. Now a segment has endpoints. So one case would be segment RQ, or segment QR, or segment SQ, or segment QS, or segment RS. Order does not matter here. Now array. Array is where the order matters because we need an endpoint and then we need to go off in one direction. So if I have Q be my endpoint, then one ray can be QW with the arrow above W. Another example could be QS. Opposite rays are 2 rays that share a common endpoint and they create a line. So let's say I have Q be the common endpoint. Then one ray could be QR. And the other ray can be QS. Notice that I cannot do QW with QR because QR and QW do not form a line together. Recall to name a plane that you need 3 points that are not collinear, that lie on the flat surface. So an example would be RQT. I cannot write RQS because R, Q, and S all lie on the same line. Now, collinear points. Remember, collinear, they lie on the same line. Well, R, Q, and S lie on the same line. 3 coplanar points. So 3 points that lie on the same plane. R, Q, and T lie on the same plane. I know that R, Q, and W are going to be coplanar. Why? Any 3 points are coplanar. And one last thing to add for number 6, you can also name that as plane V because letter V is uppercase and it's in one of the corners and it doesn't have a dot. So it's representing the entire plane. Thank you for watching.